There's a distance between us. It's getting hard to reach out. Haven't seen you in seasons, but all I hear is your voice. I know my limits, you can break me down, but I'll stay till the finish line. And I've been counting minutes for quite some time now, just to see you again. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. And I've been counting days to get away, to see you again, see you again. Been finding ways to get away, to see you again, see you again.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. My name is DB Halbert, author of Black the Series, both books, Black the Name and Black the Burden, available on Amazon. I have to start every stream with that. But today I'm continuing my adventure into the world of Pathfinder. Pathfinder 2 to be exact. And with that, I reveal my Excel sheets. So the way these will function in practice is, because I won't be streaming my family games, I do have a 3-monitor setup. So what will happen is I will have the creature Excel on the probably exactly where it is right now, and the character Excel would be where it is, but on my left monitor, so that the information is framing my central monitor. I then also am creating a DM screen, a GM screen, sorry, that has the conditions on it for easy reference, and some other quick reference things. I then can have my bestiary open and my core rulebook open, the furthest edges of my side monitors, for if I need to look anything up in them anyways. That being said, today, as is expressed in my stream's description, we are not going to be utilizing the creature Excel. Make those finals. I finished up the spell repertoire section, so make those saves permanent. And let's put this here. I could make it the whole screen, but I can't. Oh, I can do it that way. Haha. Say hi, chat. Hi, chat. Okay. So, what we're doing today is we are making characters. I've decided that I want to utilize my live stream to tell a story and to practice more in Pathfinder with the new tools that I've made. I want to utilize that. So, first things first is we do need to we need concepts. So how is this story going to work out? That is my question. The first question you gotta ask is, what is this story going to be? It's something you ask your players before you start writing the session. In that, the players need to know, is this going to be a dungeon crawl? Is this going to be a grand adventure? Is this going to be a series of one-shots thrown together to mimic a cohesive story? Well, that's the question, isn't it? I have a feeling that I want this to be a coming up story. I want this to be a group of nobodies from podunk nowhere becoming the legendary heroes of the kingdom. So how do we conduce that? Make that conducive. How do we make that happen? Well, all of our characters are coming from the same town. They know each other from the start. But we need a catalyst of some kind. So we need to make sure that these are not just farm people. We need we need them to, at least one of them needs to be the spur to keep pushing the others forward. So, that's where actually, yeah, I mean, and we will be naming this character for now until we've determined their actual name. The Problem. This is a character that more or less gets the group into trouble, but is invaluable to them anyway, beyond that. So, I have a character in mind. Who could be... Who is most conducive to being that chaotic, stupid character? I'm thinking someone who is young. Innately, it's understood that they are far younger than everyone else, and maybe were found by the village and raised by the village at some point. I'm talking about a goblin. So, I'm thinking a goblin alchemist. Oh yeah, so original. Look, I come from Dungeons and Dragons. Alchemists is not a class type in D&D. So I'm interested to see how it plays out. Especially since, because it is a class, the rules for alchemy are far more diverse in Pathfinder 2e than they ever were in D&D, to my knowledge. So, let's make this goblin. First things first. All of our stats are starting at 10. And I open up my core rulebook to... I threw away that flashcard that had the page numbers on it from my other character creation streams. But let's go ahead and jump to page 70. Yeah, let's do that. Page 70. That's the classes. Page 40. Elf. So I'm closer. So I'm not thinking any elves will be a part of this party. Or dwarves. As the insinuation with those characters is their extremely long lives. Which is fun and dandy, except then you have to explain why they don't know of these very important history things that they obviously would know about because they've been living near where these, like they were living near where it happened when it happened. I personally think that those long-lived characters make great side characters. Characters that the party goes to for information, but are not the main party. Unless, of course, you are dealing with a campaign that's focusing around elf or dwarf civilization. So, like, The Hobbit, the party of dwarves, in that, the story is about those dwarves, and so all of the history is written with their long lives in mind. Whereas if you have either you run into the problem either as your human your shorter lived characters having no actual reason to be on the same quest as the longer lived characters, the dwarfs and the elves, or you have the dwarfs and the elves are going on this seemingly fleeting quest set before them by these by a short-lived race, and without making it cataclysmic, the result of them not going on this quest, like Lord of the Rings, where them not helping the ring bearer could mean the end of their civilizations. Without doing that, you run into the roadblock of why are they on the quest. So a lot of people don't even look into that when making characters. Any case, we're going to be playing Goblin, which means our... So we'll go and put Ancestry. Get my toe picking tools off my desk. Goblin. And that means we are going to be getting Dexterity, Charisma, and a free. Dexterity, Charisma, free, and we will be losing Wisdom. And that lower Wisdom plays into the character's chaotic, stupid nature. We do have the naming convention of goblins is short, sweet, easy to yell without getting winded. And we'll come back to that. I'm not sure what I want to do with the name yet. Give me a second. I'm dealing with toe issues. Memory board. There we go. Smooth it out. Less likely to snag on things. Much nicer. Okay. So, traits we have Goblin and Humanoid. Level is 1. Speed is 25. Feet. Fur. Size is small. Alignment is chaotic neutral. Ancestry health is 6. Languages are going to be... Oh, did I not put a place on here for languages? Let's just do it here. an oversight. Languages are going to be common. And that's one of those things where I'll probably switch out common for something else. Because, I mean, what's the common language of our world? What's Elvish? What's Dwarvish? Really, there should be something like English, Spanish, French for human speech. And then there should be a similar thing for Dwarvish. There should be like the French dwarves, and the dwarves of France, and the dwarves of England, and the dwarves of China. Senses, I get dark vision. And that gets a note. There we go. Alright, and now we have to choose our heritage. So, I want this to be a fire goblin. One that blazing. Go into into everything on fire. So this is going to be Charhide. Goblin. And that reference is on page 47. And this is going to get a note itself. Which I realize at this point that my notes are run into this issue. Because mousing over them, it will try to appear over here all the time. Which, I mean, I guess I can expand this. The core book doesn't take up the whole of half a screen. There we go. And what does this say? It gives us show comment. This gives us fire resist equal to half our level minimum 1. So let's do that. Fire 1. And hide comment. Alright. And now we get our ancestry feat, our level 1 ancestry feat. So, here's the thing. Do we want Burn It? Or do we want one of the ones that opens up the other feats later on? So, do we want Very Sneaky to open up Very, Very Sneaky later on? Do we want Goblin Scuttle to open up Skittering Scuttle later on? Do we want Goblin Weapon Familiarity to open up Goblin Weapon Frenzy and Goblin Weapon Expertise? These are the things we need to ask ourselves. I think right now we'll just go with Burn It. give that a comment. This is on page 48. There we go. Now, we don't really have anything to write that down. But what that means is our Lesser Alchemist buyer gets a +1 bonus to its damage. Okay. So that's our ancestry done. Now, this is a short-lived character. They haven't been a sailor, a scholar, a miner, a noble. They were found by this town and basically have been making havoc with it. I'm gonna call them a tinker. And tinkers give 2 ability boosts. One must be dexterity or intelligence, and the other is free. Well, intelligence is the base stat for alchemist, the key stat. And then I think I want to go with constitution, just to give myself a little bit more health. And you get trained in crafting and lore engineering. And also the specialty crafting feat. Which I will fill out the reference and all of that when we get there, to that point in the book. So I'm thinking this character is like 3, maybe 4 years old. It's Goblin. They're an adult as a Goblin. Alright, so Alchemist is on page 71. Alright, so trained in perception. Expert in fortitude and reflex. Trained in will. Trained in crafting, which becomes a free, because got that from our background. And in a number of additional skills equal to 3 plus our intelligence mod. So crafting will go ahead and make medicine. We will then we get a ability boost to intelligence. And then we have our 4 free. And that's going to be intelligence is one of them. Con is another. Dex is another. And let's do strength so we have a little bit more carrying capacity. Message of the text variety. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right. And now, back to what we were doing. Uh, Alchemists get 8 hit points per class level. I have 18 intelligence, so I get 7 more skills. So, let's do stealth, survival, thievery, acrobatics, athletics. That's 5, I get 2 more. Deception, performance. All right. Trained in light and unarmored armor. Trained in simple weapons, alchemical bombs, and unarmed attacks. So, simple weapons. Alchemical bombs. Alright. And I got training perception. Alright. So now we move on. And class feature 1. So we have other actions down here. We get quick alchemy. We will get up here. We will note down that we get alchemy. And we'll actually have to make our own, another thing, kind of like spellcasting, but for our alchemical books. formula. That's the word I was looking for. So we get alchemy and a formula book. We also get our research field. And we are definitely going with this character, Bomber. And these, I'm just going to go ahead and put a page reference because they're very long. But the other actions I will be making note of. Down here. So quick alchemy is one action. It's on page 72. And insert comment. Copy. Paste. Now, do we need to make actions for infused reagents? Alchemical crafting feat as a bonus feat. Unnatural substances, crafty, use special infused reagents, craft temporary items quickly at new cost. Over time you create more and more alchemical items. Okay, so we get every time you create more alchemical items for free, and since each of them becomes more and more powerful, you advance in power dramatically, leaving behind those who don't understand your strange science. You gain alchemical crafting feat. Even if you don't meet the feat's prerequisites, you gain 4 common first alchemical formulas. Catalog of items is on page 543. You can use this feat to create alchemical items as long as you have the items formula in your book. Infused reagents. Infused reagents, alchemical essence. You create alchemical items at no cost. Each day during daily preparation, you gain a number of batches of infused reagents equal to your level plus your intelligence modifier. Essentially, these are spell slots. As soon as you make your daily preparations, infused agents from the previous day preparations are instantly destroyed, and non-permanent effects of your previous day's infused items immediately end. While infused reagents are physical objects, they can't be duplicated, preserved, or created in any other way than your daily preparations. Any such artificial reagents lacked the infusion and are useless for alchemical, for advanced alchemy or quick alchemy. Okay. So, this character, I mean, I have the spell section, but I do need... Let's do that. That's all that's needed. Let's do this for now and add more later. Two. So let's do 5 per day. I know this isn't what the invest is for. And we have 5. Okay, and alright, during your daily preparations after producing infused, you can spend batches of those infused reagents to create infused alchemical items. You don't need to attempt craft. You do not need a craft check to do this, and you ignore both the number of days typical required to create the items and any alchemical reagents required. Your advanced alchemy level is equal to your level. For each batch of infused reagents you spend, choose an alchemical item on your advanced alchemy of your advanced alchemy level or lower that's in your formula book, and make the batch of 2 of that item. These items have the infused trait and remain potent for 24 hours or until your next day preparation, whichever comes first. Whoa! That's powerful. So, at the end of my preparations, I could just make 10 alchemist fires. I guess I don't get cantrips like a wizard. So, Or I could hold on to batches of infused reagents and swiftly mix short-lived items at a moment's notice, creating a single one of the items of my level or lower. So basically, Advanced Alchemy rewards the character for making preparations ahead of time, because you get 2 of that item. Whereas Quick Alchemy allows you to make things on the fly. So Formula Book, we get the Alchemist keeps. You start with standard Formula Book, 10 silver pieces or less, for free. The Formula Book contains 2 first alchemical items of your choice. In addition to those, you gain from the alchemical crafting research field. Okay. So each time you gain a level, you add the formulas of 2 common alchemical items to your book of your formula level or lower. Okay. So let's go ahead. Well, no, let's drop down to alchemist feats. And we will be getting 1. And we have their Quick Bomber. Keep bombs in easier reach pouches, which draw without thinking, interacting with bomb. Draw and then strike. So that's really powerful. In that it increases the number of potential attacks we can make in a round. Or we could go with Far Lobber. Alchemist Spawn. Alchemist Spawn, yeah. Nope. Don't need the Identify ability. So, I'm gonna flip a coin real quick. Either Far Lobber or Quick Bomber. Far Lobber seems good because, I mean, you can attack from further away, so it's less required that you need to be quick with your attacks. But Quick Bomber... Alright, I flipped Hearthstone coin. The gem side will be Quick Bomber. 1. Far Lobber it is. I know. Alright, you made me second guess myself. I'm going quick bomber. And that also means it goes down here, because it's an action. One action, it's on page 76. Insert comment. There we go. And this gets the same comment. Oh. There we go. Alright, and we can click off that comment. Okay, and now we continue on to equipping this character. We can come to equipment later. We'll do all equipment at the same time, but I should jump to the... I need to figure out which formula I'm going to have. So I get 4 from alchemy, 2 from formula book, and 2 from my research field. Research field being bomber. Most is 2 with Farlobber. But that's if you have 1 RA in hand. So, first round of combat, essentially, you have interact, lob, strike, interact, and now you have 1 in your hand. So you next round you can go strike, interact, strike. But no, I understand what you're saying. So first, let's start with our bombs. Actually, I need categories. Yeah, I need a category. Hand level. No, I don't. Let's just do it this way. So first, obviously, this is a pyromaniac. Bomb. Now let's start with, dang it. Let's do it this way. That way, if we sort this section, it will always put level 1, then level 2, then level 3. Yeah, no, I agree. Pyromaniac. And I get 1 more bomb. Thinking Tanglefoot? Tanglefoot bag. Tanglefoot bag is built with 6 substance. When you hit a creature with Tanglefoot bag, it has a penalty to its speed. It speeds for 1 minute. Many types of Tanglefoot bags also grant the iron bonus to attack rolls. On a critical hit, a creature in contact with a solid surface becomes stuck to the surface, immobilizing it for 1 round. A creature flying via wings has its wings tangled, causing it to fall safely to the ground and become unable to fly again for 1 round. Tanglefoot bags are not effective when used on creatures in the water. Creatures can try end the effect by escaping or spending a total of 3 interaction actions to carefully remove the sticky substance. I mean, minus 10-foot penalty on speed isn't bad. So yeah, let's do that. That's a bomb as well. And page 545. Okay, and now on to our other 6 options. You know you're a bad person if you don't take antidote and anti-plague. And what is it? Antidote, anti-plague, and then the healing one. What is it? Oh, the first time I tried running myself through an encounter in Pathfinder 2e. Yeah, there it is, Elixir of Life, thank you. I found the requirement for looking up information taxing. So I designed a character sheet. I designed a spreadsheet for characters. It's automated. If I change my level, you can see everything that is associated with level adjusts. As well as oh, let's put this in. So that, and for things like this, rather than having to go look them up, I can have the entry attached to it rather than having to flip through the book. So I have the page reference number in case, but generally I want to have notes attached to things so that... Oh, what does that do? Alright, that looked it up. So that's the general idea. So and I've also I've made one for creatures as well. Once it loads. Once it feels like loading. Alright, come on. Oh, I need to do that. There we go. So I have a creature one as well. And it's specifically designed, I have a 3-monitor setup, and I play online, so it's specifically designed so I can have one on half of a monitor each. This is a little bit more compact because you need less information about certain things from monsters, but it also helps you break some of the creature entries apart a little bit so you have a better understanding of what's going on. Because there are some things, some skill things that you don't get to do unless you're trained in a skill. Well, obviously, yeah, the monster isn't trained in skills that aren't presented in its stat block, but how proficient are they? Are they a master? Are they... So you can get that by knowing the creature's level, just like a player, and as expressed in the combat difficulty, one creature level of equal to a player level adds 1/4 of an encounter's experience, basic encounter's experience. So design-wise, they have it designed that creature level equal character level, generally. And And this puts the section for actions, center of it, yeah. Back to this. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to, as someone who wants to be learning the system and playing in the system, I'm going to be running I'm going to be running myself through a campaign. I'm an author anyways, so I'm just looking at it as like writing a book, but within the confines of the rules and the results of the dice rolls. And I thought might as well stream that experience as well. Might as well share it. Level 1 antidote, lesser elixir. $546. Level 1 anti-plaque. Lesser. Elixir. I need to do this for my own sanity. Level 1 elixir of life. And actually, it's not lesser. The first elixir of life is minor, and it's actually a typo on the core rulebook that they have it as a lesser. Don't get me in trouble. Right here, they say lesser, but if you hop to that page, there's actually a minor version, which is the level 1. So 548. 48. There. So you have the level 1 that is minor, and the lesser isn't until item level 5, which means you cannot craft it until you're level 5. So it's definitely a typo on the chart here to have this as the lesser, and it be level 1. Just funny little thing. Minor. I wonder if Elixir of Life is a bomb. No, I don't. I know. 548. Alright, I've got 3 more. I get to pick. Any suggestions? Poison might be nice. Make 2 doses of giant semi poison. I'm thinking maybe giant centipede venom, lesser smoke stick, and thunderstone. Because I have a feeling. Oh no, acid as well. Acid's good. Thunderstone, acid, and either smoke stick or centipede venom. Alright, you convinced me. Acid Flask, Bottled Lightning, and Thunderstone. Oh, I'm gonna make a party of 4. So, yeah, Flatfoot is gonna be good too. This is just one character of 4. Uh, Flask. I mean, this is a bomber, so them filling up their book with bombs makes sense. Bottled Lightning. And Thunderstone. Yeah, that's the thing, is this character is like a 2-3-year-old goblin that's been raised by this village, has always been causing trouble, and so it kind of makes sense that when the story begins, all of their creations, all of their tinkering has been destructive things. Thunderstone. Bomb. Okay. Okay, so we have that. And now we'll worry about inventory after we finish the other characters. Get the other characters to a similar point. The heart. So this is the person who likely took in and has been essentially protecting the goblin from the others. So what race? Again, I'm going to avoid the longer-lived races. So the dwarf and the elf, and the gnome. Generally because they make great side characters, but in my opinion, when they are the main character, one of the main cast, it becomes one of those things where you have to question, why weren't you doing this before? You 3,000-year-old, 400-year-old thing. The younger races, they have the excuse of not having that much of a lifetime before the adventure begins. But when you're starting as an elf who's 400 years old, what has got you off your butt now? And unless it is a story that has a lot to do with the history of the elf's lifetime, or like The Hobbit, the Dwarf Company, the movies about them reclaiming something that they had lost and that they've been fighting for a very long time. So it's not a situation where they ever actually stopped. So I'm thinking just a bog standard human. But do we, what role do we want? So this is, personality-wise, they're the heart. But are they the cleric? Are they a cleric? Are they a bard? I know for a fact that clerics are probably going to be the best people for healing, if you want healing in your group. But in other games, bard and druid can serve that role as well. So, looking into that. Artist, scholar. Yeah, bards get soothe, but do they get that innately? Because I know for a fact that clerics get a bunch of extra heals, just without having to prepare any heals. They'd get a bunch of extra. Well, I know sorcerers can do any. Sorcerer's the one class that you could go occultic, you could go, which is what bards are, you could go primal, which is what druids are. You know what? I don't want this to be a standard group. I want this to be something different. The heart is going to be a bard. Now, I kind of like the idea of a halfling bard. Just, it tickles my fancy, especially since they're probably the one who's been protecting the goblin, raising the goblin. It feels like the goblin and the halfling could be best friends, type of thing. I mean, look at this face. That's someone who would take in a goblin baby and be like, I'm gonna raise you as my own. I will call you Squishy. And you will be my Squishy. So yeah, let's go halfling bard. So, ancestry. Oh, first off, everything starts as 10. Ancestry. Halfling. They are speed 25, size small, alignment chaotic good, Dexterity and wisdom and free, so... Oh, wrong one. And a flaw in strength. Language is down here on the other sheet. Actually, let's just copy that. But instead of goblin, oh, I need to learn more languages on the problem. So halfling. It will be the case though. I will be changing common and halfling out for what the common language is in this area and what the common halfling language is in this area. Kind of like, we don't have common, English isn't common, it's English. Spanish or French are common in France or Spain, respectively. I am that type of person where I'm like, but it's common is a denotion of which language is the common language. It's not. Ignore her. Okay. I also traits halfling human. Right. No, that's the thing, is a lot of people go with the idea of common because it makes it simpler. But I'm coming from 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. There's a reason I'm going to something far more complex. I'm looking for complexity when I play. Let's make a note on this. Okay. Now, what type of halfling? Gutsy, hillock, nomadic, twilight, or wildwood? Deep jungle forest. Nope. Gutsy, even heroes, you roll success, saving throw, instead, custom Tom life of the hills, people. Yes. Hillick Halfling. Uh, and that is going to get a comment. Okay. And level 1 Ancestry. Halfling Lore, Halfling Luck. Gotta love luck. Yeah, that's true. That is something they suggest for things like that. But I kind of like there being just this innate drive in this character to just want to have everything burned to the ground. I mean, they're chaotic neutral because they're not doing it for any means other than the chaos of the moment. So Ancestry, as a halfling you get 6. Ancestry feat. Seem like misfortune avoids you to an extent that might even be true. You can re-roll the triggering check, but you must use the new result. What is the trigger? You fail a skill check or saving throw. Oh, that's so good. It's a free action. It's a free action. Oh, it's once per day. Okay, not quite as good. But still. Sure feet. Unfettered halfling. Watchful. You know what? I'm going with halfling luck anyways. There we go. Alright, so we've got nothing luck. Alright, background time. What was this guy doing? Guy or gal, doing before this big adventure and they are whisked away with their goblin friend into trouble? I'm thinking either an animal whisperer, an artist, a barkeep, or a not charlatan, farmhand. Your opinion. I'm just gonna roll a d4. Option 2, artist. So they were probably out painting when they heard the cries of an abandoned goblin baby. They took him back to their abode. I will love you, I will raise you, and I will name you Squishy. And you will be my Squishy. Oh, wrong thing. 2. And art lore. Ooh, I got an email. Oh, it's Steam saying, hey, something on your wish list is on sale. Buy it. No, Steam. Okay. So I get crafting and art lore. Also get the specialty crafting fee. Oh, I never looked up the page for the problem, which, by the way, no, I'm not naming it yet. I keep saying Squishy. I'm leaning in that direction. Goblin named Squishy. Alright, that's what I get from my background. Oh, Billy Boost. As an artist, dexterity or charisma, and a free one. Well, obviously dexterity and charisma. And then onward to Bard. Page 94. Alright, key ability gets a class boost in charisma. And then I have my my 4 boosts. And Godspeed to you as well, my friend. You have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, dexterity, constitution. Oh. Intelligence and charisma. occultism, performance, and then 5 more. Okay. Expertise in perception. That's wrong. No, that's right. Oh, there we go. Uh, 8. Oh, hello. Simple. Comment. There we go. Trained in everything but will, which is an expert. Okay. Defenses, light armor and unarmored. Spells. Occult. Casting style is repertoire, right? Yeah. Spontaneous. Okay, and trained in DC. Charisma, so this I need to link to that. Trained. Cantrip level. Alright. Persuade. Okay. Now, occult spellcasting. That comes with spell repertoire. Composition spells, muses. Okay, Muse is definitely going to Muse is going to be my the maestro. Which gives lingering composition. And that's on page 90. What does lingering composition do? Must have a focus pool, which all bards do. By adding flourish to your composition, you make your compositions last longer. You learn the lingering composition focus spell. Increase the number of focus points in your focus pool by 1. Okay. How many do I start with? You can infuse your performances with magic to create unique effects called compositions. Compositions are a special type of spell that often requires you to use performance skill. When casting them, composition spells are a type of focus spell that costs 1 focus point to cast a focus spell. And you start with a focus pool of 1 focus point. You refill your focus pool. You start with 1, and I just got another. So I want you in the center. Looks nicer. You refill your focus pool during your daily preparations and can refill 1 focus point by spending 10 minutes using the refocus activity to perform, write a new composition, or otherwise engage your muse. Focus spells are automatically heightened to half your level, rounded up, much like cantrips. Focus spells don't require spell slots. You can't cast them using spell slots. Taking feats can give you more focus spells and increase the size of your focus pool, though your focus pool can never hold more than 3 focus points. The full rule for focus spells appears on 300. You learn the counter performance composition spell, page 386, protecting against auditory and visual effects. So, counter performance. Also, composition cantrips. Composition cantrips are special composition spells that don't cost focus pools, focus points, so you can use them as often as you like. Composition cantrips are an addition to cantrips you choose from your cult list. Generally, only feats can give you more composition cantrips. Unlike other cantrips, you can't swap out composition cantrips gained from bard feats at later levels unless you swap out that specific feat. You learn the Inspired Courage composition cantrip. Inspire Courage. This is on 386 it says, so is counter performance. Why does it say cantrips? This is spells. Okay, so that helps. And what was the other one? Lingering composition focus spell. Pitch 387. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now I need to choose my spells. I start with, so, spellcasting, I have 5 cantrips and 2 spells at first level. That sucks. I mean, no. And cantrips. Your spells are cantrip. Cantrip is a special type of spell that doesn't use a spell slot. Cast a cantrip with a quill any number of times. And, for example, your cantrips are first level. Okay. Spell repertoire. Swapping spells in your repertoire. As you gain new spells in your repertoire, you might want to replace some of the spells you previously learned. Each time you gain a level and learn new spells, you can swap one out. Out one of your old spells for a different spell at the same level. The spell can be cantrip. You can also swap out spells during retraining. Spell repertoire. Called hidden spell. When you get a slot of second level and higher, you can fill those slots with stronger versions of lower level spells. This increases the spell's level to match the spell slot. You must have a spell in your spell repertoire at the level you want to cast in order to heighten it to that level. Many spells have specific improvements when they are heightened to certain levels. The signature spells class feature lets you heighten certain spells freely. Okay, so spell repertoire. You know 2 first level occult spells of your choice and 5 occult cantrips. Page 311, or from other occult spells to which you have access. You can cast any spell in your spell repertoire by using a spell slot in an appropriate spell level. Let's go 311. We have 5 and 2. And Soothe does not count. Because it was added to our repertoire. So after Divine is Occult. And then we have Occult Cantrips. What cantrips do we have? Ghost Sound, make false sounds, Forbidden Ward. Protect an ally against one specific enemy. Dancing Lights, No Direction, Light, Mage Hand, Message, Prestidigitation, Read, Shield, Telepathic Projectile. Dancing Lights detect magic. This column basically means nothing for a spontaneous caster. Detect magic. I want telepathic projectile. Guidance and prestidigitation. Now level 1 spells. Sleep and summon Fae. Okay, and now to find page numbers and put things in here. So the first one is Dancing Lights. It's on page 327. It is 2 actions. Is somatic and verbal. And now we insert a comment. That is that. And from there we can shrink this down to a card. Okay, next we have Detect Magic. Which is somatic, verbal. Page 328. 2 actions. Okay. Guidance. Yeah, because the other side isn't till S. Now as for Divine Guidance, granting a target +1 stats bonus on 1 attack roll. Perception check, save and throw, or skill check. The target chooses which roll to use the bonus on before rolling. If the target uses the bonus, the spell ends. Either way, the target is then temporarily immune for 1 hour. It's not a bad buff. It's not great. Action. Just verbal. Page 342. Insert comment. Okay, that's that. LMP, so prestidigitation will be next. Actions. Verbal somatic. 59. Oops. And next we'll find Soothe. Two actions. It's not nearly as good as Heal. I mean, Heal starts off with the ability to do an AoE. It's great against undead because it's up to 3 actions. Page number 370. There. Soothe. That is a 30-foot range. Okay. Sleep. 2 actions. Snack verbal. Spontaneous, page 370. Insert comment. Should really do this. Yeah, and summon Fae. heightened as summon animal. Okay. So yeah, it just has a list of what levels you're allowed to summon with what level. Okay, and that's a 3 actions spell that is materials magic verbal. Everything's spontaneous. 375. Answer comment. Sustain, so you have to use your action to sustain it. Well, an action. Okay. And last but not least, telekinetic projectile. $377. Okay, and now to do the focus spells. We have Inspire courage. Counter performance first is a reaction. Prepped. Blaze. Yes. Let's just do this. Get that out of the way. Alright, and this is Inspire Competent. No. Inspire Courage. One action. Verbal. And Lingering Composition. Free. Sorry. And an A. Okay, so let's do the comment on counter performance. No. Before I continue being an idiot. There we go. Ooh, so you could definitely inspire courage and telekinetic projectile. Just won't be able to move. That's good. Inspire courage, and if you're standing next to two people, guidance. House of Imaginary Walls is a cantrip? You mar the mind. You mime creating an invisible 10 by 10 foot. The wall is solid to those creatures that don't disbelieve it, even incorporeal creatures. You and your allies can voluntarily believe the wall exists to continue to treat it as solid, For instance, to climb onto it. A creature that disbelieves the illusion temporarily is immune to House of Imaginary Walls for 1 minute. The wall doesn't block creatures that didn't see your visual performance, nor does it block objects. The wall has an AC of 10, hardness equal to double the spell's level, and HP equal to quadruple the spell's level. I like that. It's a budget force wall. Okay. And that's all of the spells of this character taken care of. That's taken care of. Alright, well I'm going to call this session here. I'm going to save this as actually I want under characters. Come on, open it. This is going to be Stream Team. Save. So it's now saved under Stream Team and not my original. Alright. I'm gonna call that the session here and return tomorrow at about the same time to do the other two members. So we have the bard, we have the heart and the problem. Now we need the shield and well, not the shield. Let's call it the BFG, big friendly guy. Yeah, let's do that. BFG. And last but not least, we need the group mom. And what that means is the person who has to wrangle everyone else together. Because while the heart may be the healer, or at least that's the intent, and the support, the group mom keeps the heart from being too nice, or keeps people in line. Alright, so we're going to call the stream there. I'll be back tomorrow at about the same time. Catch y'all later.